You should be a monster, an absolute monster, and then you should learn how to control it.
Oh my God, he's like him, and he's gotten away with the AWP. I'm starting to get nervous. There's no way, cadiaN, you can't win Pro League like this. You can't win Pro League like this. No way. Take your time, son. You're about to make the play of your career. cadiaN. Oh no! You're an animal with nothing but a P250 in the most competitive league in the world. cadiaN, Casper Møller.
I don't have like any contact with my father. I haven't had it basically since I was 5 years old. And my mother is like, make sure that I had the same possibilities as the kids that I went to school with. And she worked really hard for that.
He had a vision all along that he wanted to be the best in this game.
For two of the first teams that I played on, like Mouse Sports and SK, I definitely also compromised a lot with like my role, right? Young IGL, maybe too much confidence, maybe didn't have the exact way of introducing his philosophies and stuff like this. And not playing his primary role, so his statistics were like 1 or 0.98 or whatever, then you just get cut.
He was at the lowest point of his career. He didn't have a team, and I thought that was it. He's done. He won't be reaching the dreams of a pro Counter-Strike player.
I had too many years where I didn't value working really hard enough. I was 22 and all my friends were starting university and a lot of parties, girls, you know, that kind of stuff where, I mean, I loved CS, but I didn't love it the way I do now.
My life is Counter-Strike. I live and breathe it. I told myself that if I want to do this, I need to try and be all in, and all I did was play. Yeah, I just played 13 months alone in an apartment. All I did was like eat, play, and run.
These last few years have seen cadiaN's career do a complete 180, and that kicked off when he joined Rogue. Although the move required him to leave his friends and family behind in Europe, it was a sacrifice he was willing to make.
He's only got 8 seconds left.
No time.
And he knows his opponent's going away from him because he has no time to get this up to the site. Tempts it, but not even close.
Oh my God!
cadiaN!
We were starting to produce good results in Pro League. We were qualifying for events, and a month after that, we qualified for the major, right?
You guys have just got your first challenger spot at the major. How are you feeling?
This is an undescribable feeling. I'm so insanely happy. It's incredible. Like for me, it's been 4 years. I left family and friends, etc., to move to the US and play a video game with nearly no social activities. So for me, this is a very big achievement.
That event, once more, I kind of solidified myself as an in-game leader and as an AWP player, and I attracted the North offer. One of the worst teams I've ever played in, straight up. There was no one who was willing to give the extra 5 or 10% for the team. That kind of mentality of not wanting to go the extra mile to achieve greatness, that just has such an insane effect on the team. I'm so happy I got out of that team, honestly, yeah.
Just 6 months into his stint with North, and cadiaN found himself sitting on the bench. But it was during that time that he was approached with an opportunity to play with another Danish lineup. Although cadiaN was initially brought in to play as a stand-in for Blame F, his performances actually earned him a starting spot on Heroic's roster.
There's no way around it. We had a really good synergy during those games. We just clicked from the very first map.
Go with the kill, cadiaN snipes Apex, and then he follows into Ziwu, who's the best player in the world, because he's done it and leads his team to yet another win.
Obviously, the thing about cadiaN is because he's the AWPer as well. People mainly are just looking at his frags and how did he do? Did he have a highlight round? Did he play well? But I actually think as an IGL in this team, he's established himself the best.
He's got a good chance at another here. cadiaN's off for 4, maybe even the ace. Go on, cadiaN! He takes over the game. Oh my God, he's knifed him, and he's gotten away with the AWP. I'm starting to get nervous. There's no way, cadiaN, you can't win Pro League like this. You can't win Pro League like this. No way! Oh no! You're an animal! Heroic have done it, and I just can't believe it! 40% of their team, only together since February! I'm with nothing but a P250, Chad, I'm in disbelief!
there's like this whole case which has basically like ruined the reputation of us as players, which was affected by a previous coach who used a bug inside the game where he could see where the opponents was moving.
So there was a coaching bug scandal in 2020. Over 100 coaches were sanctioned, so it was a big shockwave throughout the space, and Heroic were one of the ones that got bit by that.
And that completely overshadowed everything they'd done. No one was talking about Heroic's achievement. The meme just became lol, Heroic cheater. And this is why I was so angry with all the coaches that did it, because it takes away from team successes in a way that you can never get back.
It's something that we're still struggling with, to be honest. Like, it's not fun. But I also think that's part of like maturing, you know, and you see big sport icons and sport teams. Do they have everyone supporting them? No way. You know, there's people who enjoy and there's people who don't.
The atmosphere is getting absolutely
Now we have 18,000 fans who's just against us. I want to silence them completely.
Away from the back, cadiaN! Oh, cadiaN finds 3! And he breaks their all hearts! Heroic are off to the grand finals of IEM Rio 2022.
cadiaN. Bro, if you don't win tomorrow, I will hate you until the end of my life, okay?
I'll try. And as the confetti falls, so do Heroic.
The way we played that final was just so poor. You hold yourself to like a higher standard, and then you're in the arena and you just feel so disappointed with what you delivered. You just want to go hide. We probably wasn't on the stage as long as I felt, but it felt like an eternity, you know. The most important thing is now to get back home, be with my girlfriend. I'll just cut off the Counter-Strike channel for just like 1 or 2 days, and then on Monday I'm going to the next tournament. I'm so hungry for more.
Heroic find themselves as the new kings of Denmark. This is their chance to take their seat on the throne of Counter-Strike legend.
10 seconds. Elige is too far away. OC has to go for this bomb plant. cadiaN, does he realize he's close? Oh, but they did get the bomb plant. Otherwise, this round is already lost. Now the question is, can Elige get that headshot? It has to be fast, but no! cadiaN in front of the home crowd.
From the online era to the biggest stages in Counter-Strike, from bombing out of playoffs to back-to-back grand finals. Some said they would never do it, but today they stand before you with the golden opportunity to finally lift the first ever Elite trophy.
30 seconds to the clock, the pressure is so real, the dreams are alive, and Twistzz wants to rip them from their fingertips. Down in with the up, and now Robs is dead. They've done it! A historic day! The emotional man of cadiaN. Somebody who has hit rock bottom unlike so many others. His critics call him the comedian. But this man is a world-class jester, entertaining the royal court for the first time in history. Give it up for your fall finals champions,
Boy, have I fucking waited for our time, man!
Heartbreak in Rio. Tragedy that they couldn't lift that major trophy, but sometimes heartbreak is where you learn the most. And heartbreak is something cadiaN knows so much more than others. Second at IEM Katowice, second at IEM Rio. Semis in Paris, semis in Dallas, always sliding backwards, but not in Washington.
He didn't give up during his major drought when he might have had the option to move to working on the desk at events. He didn't give up when he played in North America or when his team collapsed around him. He didn't give up when events went online and even the best players in the world struggled to give 100%. cadiaN isn't a generation-defining aimer, he isn't a highlight machine. But after a decade spent grinding his way to the top, he showed us that natural talent isn't everything. cadiaN taught all of us that hard work can always take you to the top.